What's up, guys? Matt here, coming at you with another Injora haul. Today we're just going to kind of talk about some of this stuff, show it a little bit, and talk about the pricing because Injora's just really been on it here lately. They've released a ton of stuff. I've got some of it here, I've got more on the way, and just some pretty cool stuff. So if you didn't know, they released all of their brass stuff for the Ascent 18. So we've got like steering links in brass here for $12. We've got diff covers, $16 for front and rear. Portal covers, the steering knuckle and the outer portal cover here. Those are $20, I think. Rear, inner and outer, $20. And then you have a skid, which is like $16, I think. Now you can get all of this in a kit for like $75 or $6. So, you know, you can go that route if you're planning on using all of this. I prefer plastic skids, so I'm not going to use this right now. Maybe at some point something will need some more weight, I'll add it in. The rear, I don't think I'm going to put on this truck at the moment. We'll see kind of how it runs. If it needs a little weight in the rear, then usually I will add a little bit of weight to the rear. So we may save this for another build or something. I'm definitely going to add these up front, the diff covers and the steering link. I think this truck is the one that I put the cedar in, and it runs really, really well for not having any weight added to it. So I'm hoping adding a little bit of brass up front is just going to help it even more. So pretty excited to see how that runs once we get this stuff installed. And then we've got the 1.3 inch wheels. These are like $23, but look at these wheels. Carbon fiber inner with that oil slick look on the outside. Really nice looking wheels. And you can see I stretched the mudslingers on there. They fit fine. These are like some stock foams in there. One thing about the 1.3s is you can kind of run a stock foam like this and you don't have as much sidewall fold just because the wheel's larger and you're stretching that tire already. So I think I'll be okay with just a stock foam in there. These do make this truck like insanely wide, so I probably won't run them on here much because the scrub's going to be terrible on that. But I was just kind of curious how these would look on here, and I really like the look. I just got to get the offset fixed. But I did swap out the transmission in this truck to the LGRP transmission with the micro Komodo motor and a 12-tooth pinion, I think, and the underdrive gears in the transmission. So I'm hoping this will run a little better. I'll try to throw a little running in here at the end. But one more thing I wanted to show you, these +5 portal axles. These are for the TRX4M. Lost a wheel nut. And I'm going to be installing these on this build right here. I really like this thing. I love the look of it, and it performs well for what it is. It's a pretty simple build, but I'm always dragging the diff cover on it, and it's pretty annoying. So I'm hoping these diamond axles are going to give me, for one, a little more width, so I'm not hitting the shock like that, and a little more clearance because of the rounded design to them instead of this big gnarly thing hanging down. So I'm going to install those on there as soon as I can get time, and we'll check those out. But these are some very nice looking axles, plenty beefy. I don't think we're going to have any issue with them. This does come with the lay down servo mount, which I completely prefer on the 4M. And these run like $86, so pretty nice looking portal option for the 4M if you're looking for that. But I'm gonna get some of this brass installed on here. Maybe we'll run this a little bit, and then I'll show you guys how this thing's running now. I really don't know. I haven't ran it yet, so we'll go check it out. All right, so this all went together really well. Perfect fit and finish on this stuff. And I ended up going with a lot of weight in the front. Normally I wouldn't do this much at once, but I kind of got started with the links and had the outers off and thought, well, I may as well do the inners. And so we just did it all. So we'll just have to see how this thing runs. If it feels too heavy, we'll back off. I did the diff cover on the rear as well. Again, we'll see how it runs, if it needs more or whatever. But I did want to mention, I love how Injora gives us extra pieces. So if you guys are like me, any project you finish, you got extra screws and bolts and parts left, right? But these are meant to be extras in case you lose something, you know, especially these little things. You guys probably know, they go up here in the steering knuckle. Those, you open a pack, one goes flying. you're stuck, you know. So they give us extra of everything. You've got O-rings, those dry rot sometimes. You got extras, whatever. That's nice. And you can see here's all the stock stuff. I didn't use any of it, and I still have all of this left. So appreciate Injora doing that. Let's go run these and see how they do. So I've been thrilled with this little Ascent 18 for a long time, you know, and it just keeps getting better. Obviously, with a little added weight, it feels a little more planted. But even before all of this brass, it was doing well. You'll see Fluffers here. He was in a playful mood today. He's got some cool flips in here later. Sorry for those of you that say don't show the cat, but I actually really enjoy watching the cat out here play, so it is what it is. But this truck's doing really well. I mean, I love having even the stock body on it. You know, I like to have a body on my trucks, and I kind of like having the stock body on here. It's just, you don't really expect it to do much of anything, and then it goes out and performs. And so it's pretty cool just leaving the stock body on it. You know, I could change it, but I kind of like it. So this is a pretty good climb. These tires are not the best on the course here, the Swampers. I really like the size of these tires, and they're good overall, like all around tire. But they're probably not the best tire for my course, but I really like the size of them on this truck, especially because I feel like this thing sits kind of high anyways, and so putting a little bit smaller tire on it just helps it. And like I said, with the brass and everything on here, it's really planted now. You'll see a downhill run that I hit here in a little bit where it just really holds its line. And you know, I think there's some really good value in this Injora brass. Obviously, when this truck released, Redcat had some brass. It was a little expensive, and so it's nice to see we're getting some budget type mods for this now, and hopefully things just keep coming for this little truck, because I really like these trucks. I'd like to see Redcat offer the axles as just like a complete axle where you could just buy it flat out instead of having to piece it all together, because I would try to use these on a couple custom builds. But here you can see going down this, it's able to continue a slow crawl all the way down this, and that's pretty steep. And for the rear end to not loop out at all and just hold it, I think it's balanced out pretty well. The Fury Tech made this line as well, but I really had to punch it towards the end or it was gonna go end over end. So very pleased with these Injora mods on this truck, and really just loving where this thing's at right now. Now this thing, for one, I do not like the wheels and tires on this. It's sitting all crazy wide, just really kills. These axles don't have a great turning angle on them anyways, and then we're just washing out. You can see every time I'm like turning to the right, I just keep going left or the opposite, you know. And so I wouldn't run these wheels and tires on here. I mean, I don't really mind the tires, just probably have to change up the hex and try to get those wheels tucked in a little bit. I do love the look on this with this orange body and everything, but this thing, it's running a little better with this LGRP transmission in there. It's not as glitchy, but I still think I'm gonna change some things. And here's Fluffer's moment to shine. Watching him, he was just having a blast over here, and I couldn't help but watch him. I mean, I was having more fun watching the cat than running this truck, to be honest. So this truck's running better, but it's still just not really where I want it with the gearing. I'm thinking about maybe just putting some Mias ISO axles on it. I have a set of those sitting around. I thought about picking up the ISO axles for the FCX and putting them on here so I would fix the steering thing and, you know, have tons of steering. But then I'm kind of stuck with the same gearing as I have now, so I don't know if that will really work too well. But as far as the Injora upgrades and stuff, 100% worth it, you know, a little cheaper on the price, and that's what we always ask for. And those things, they seem to be really good quality, you know. They do list the weight of each part in the description, so you can check those out and see how much weight you're going to be adding. And then these wheels obviously look amazing, so I hope they release some of these in like 1.0s and stuff, because I just prefer the 1.0s. But I appreciate you guys sticking around. Lots of stuff to come, so make sure you like, subscribe, click the bell. Peace.